What's up, Top Velocity family? My name's Stephen Guadani. I'm going to go through the top 7 hitting drills and exercises, and as always, we're going to back it up with some of our latest sports science. So let's hop right into that. So coming in at number 7, we have overload and underload bats. Now, there's a lot of research out on overload, underload bats that have shown they're effective for increasing swing velocity, increasing exit velocity, stuff like that. From what I've seen, it's really expensive to go out and get the bat. So I'm gonna give you guys some of the secrets behind it. I saw one product that was like $600 to get the program and the bats. I saw another one that was like $400 to get the program and the bats. I'm gonna pretty much just go through the research that all of that is based off of and give you some tips to really just get it much, much cheaper. I don't think it should be that expensive. So this study, the one that a lot of people are basing it off of is a study by Coop Doreen. Basically what he did is he used college baseball players during a 12-week duration, so 12 weeks, and then they were taking 600 swings a week, so 4 days of 150 swings. What they did was they broke that down into 50 overload swings, 50 swings with your regular game bat, and then 50 underload swings. And the variance was only plus or minus 12%. So what that means is if you were swinging a 30-ounce bat, which most people are going to be swinging, your overload would be 34 ounces, your underload would be 27 ounces, and then you would do 50 swings with your regular 30-ounce bat. And what they found was he did a dry swing group, he did a batting practice group, and then he did a control group, which was just swinging a regular bat. The batting practice group increased the most. They increased 10%, their swing velocity by 10%. The big reason it says here in the study, it was hypothesized that the additional improvement was attributable to actually hitting baseballs with the intent of hitting the baseball hard and or far. The dry swing group swung their bats through the air without hitting a baseball. So that's probably a big reason why that happened. So the dry swing group increased by 6%. So they still increase velocity. So this is a great way that you can incorporate overload, underload training, either with your batting practice or hitting off a tee or even just doing dry swings. Now, what I would do if I was trying to do that is I would just go to a used sports store or even looking on like Facebook or Craigslist and just trying to find used bats that are 34-ounce bat or a 27-ounce bat. Or you can even make it. You can take golf lead tape and just tape it to the barrel to make it heavier. That's a great way to do it. That's going to be significantly cheaper, and it's a great way that you can add this to your training program. Another big thing I would like to do with it that's interesting to me would be a contrast training with it, where you might go from something like a heavy bench press to doing 10 swings at an underload weight. Something like that would be an interesting theory as well. But that's something that we'll probably play around with. Coming in at number 6 is going to be the medicine ball hitters and separation throw. So basically what that is taking a 2-pound med ball and you're going to be doing a very sport-specific exercise that's going to mimic your swing. So they've pretty much found, like hitting or pitching, the sequential action of the medicine ball hitter's throw is dependent on a player's timing. If executed correctly, optimal transfer of energy from the large base segments, legs, hips, and torso, to the smaller distal segment, shoulders and arms, and finally the object, bat or ball, that is projected away from the body will occur. So it's a great way for you to build rotational power and build the kinematic sequence that you're going through when you're hitting, which is going to be working on your back hip drive, working on your front leg stabilization, working on your hip to shoulder separation, and then finally working on the rotational power. So it's a great exercise that you can use to train the movement with an overload using a 2-pound ball, and get extremely effective increases in hip torso power, hip torso arm power, etc., that you can transfer to the baseball field. Number 5 is going to be a ballistic medicine ball routine. So this isn't going to be quite as sport specific as the medicine ball hitter's throw, which is going to be basically just copying your swing but with a med ball. This is going to be using different type of exercises like granny toss, chest passes, scoop toss, squat to press, that type of stuff, where it's not going to be sport specific, but you're still building that ballistic, explosive plyometric type exercises, right? really helping you bridge the gap between speed and strength. So they found medicine ball training, which can be described as both ballistic and plyometric, allows baseball players to mimic the powerful sequential and rotational actions, which is hitting and throwing, that occur during a game. This may allow a hitter to swing a bat with greater velocity, and if bat-ball contact occurs with greater bat swing velocity, the ball will travel farther, be hit harder, or both. So all of this stuff that we're going to be showing you is really just backed up by third-party studies and the latest sports science on what they're finding is increasing swing velocity. And a ballistic medicine ball routine is something that you should absolutely be adding to your training program. Next is going to be looking at plyometrics. So plyometrics is really the basics of blending speed and strength. So this study found is both maximal power and a combined weight plus plyometric training program have been reported to be better at enhancing athletic performance than either traditional heavy resistance training or plyometric training alone. So basically they were finding that just doing heavy load strength training wasn't as effective, or just doing plyometric training alone wasn't as effective as combining both of those so that you can really maximize your rate of force development and maximize your building of power. So we incorporate things like depth jumps, single leg bounds, ice skaters, double jumps, rocket push-ups. Those type of explosive speed plyometric exercises are extremely beneficial to building the power that's needed for throwing, hitting, sprinting in baseball. So plyometrics are something that you absolutely need to be incorporating into your training program if you want to be a successful, powerful hitter, or even it transferring over to your fielding, your throwing, every aspect of the game. This is a huge, huge piece. All right, coming in at number 3 is going to be heavy resistance training. So basically what this study found was a baseball player's ability to utilize his body as a kinetic link when performing the rotational movements that occur during a game depends on the interaction of the 3 bodies: hip, torso, and upper body segments. Improvements in torso rotational and sequential hip, torso, arm rotational strength in our study may be in part related to the improvements in parallel squat or leg strength. Not only will an increase in leg strength contribute to increased vertical force production, but also to rotational force production, torque, about an axis or joint. During the pre-swing and swing phase of hitting, the quadriceps, buttocks, and hamstrings have a high level activity which contributes to the leg stabilizing role needed to initiate power as the torso rotates during a baseball swing. Therefore, the forces generated from the hips will be transferred through the torso to the upper body when performing explosive sequential movements such as the medicine ball hitter's throw, swinging a baseball bat, and throwing a baseball. So the ability of building strength in a deadlift, in squats, in bench press, in overhead press is all going to be transferable to the baseball field. It's giving you the horsepower, it's giving you the base for you to perform all of your movements, including sprints, throwing, and hitting. So building a big base of strength, getting as strong as possible, 2 times body weight in the back squat, in the deadlift, 1.5 times body weight in bench press are all goals that we have for our baseball players when they come through. This is a huge, huge, huge piece to becoming a better hitter, to becoming a better sprinter, to becoming a better thrower, pretty much every skill that a baseball player has on the field. Next is going to be power clean variations. So again, this is really bridging the gap between speed and strength. These are some of the best lifts to maximize dynamic athletic performance, which is jumping, running, throwing. These are some of the best lifts to develop rate of force development, which is going to hugely transfer to the baseball field for both hitting, throwing, sprinting, everything that you want to do at a high level. So basically they found weightlifting, the snatch, clean, and jerk are closely associated with explosive strength. So in our programming, we don't do the snatch. We do a little bit of jerks, but mainly we're just using power clean variations to get that full kinetic movement, ground up movement, and really develop freakish amounts of rate of force development. So examples of explosive activities where the previous statement is evident include sprinting, throwing, jumping, hitting, weightlifting, and quick changes of direction, all involving triple extension of the ankle, all right, the knee, and the hip. So these exercises are phenomenal for improving every facet of your game, not just hitting. It's going to make you faster. It's going to make you change directions quicker. It's going to make you hit harder. It's going to make you throw harder. This is a phenomenal exercise that baseball players should be adding in. There's a lot of baseball coaches that don't want to add power clean variations into their training, and I think they're doing a big disservice to their athletes. This is a huge component of our training and has really helped with all of our testimonials. Coming in at number 1, this isn't a drill or an exercise, but nutrition is going to be, to me, one of the most important things and one of the biggest limiting factors for our athletes. So this study found our results showed physical size, body mass index to positively influence major league offensive statistics over the 6-year period. Greater body weight to height proportions owed to improved competitive performance would suggest a greater emphasis on hypertrophic stimuli in training and nutrition, as well as selection of larger professional baseball prospects. So they were finding that offensive statistics was severely or extremely important to the correlation of body mass index. And the best way that you're going to improve your body mass index is with strength and conditioning and pairing that with a good nutrition plan. That's going to be hands down the best way to improve it. So this other study found, as such, nutritional interventions may be necessary to further augment resistance training adaptations. It is most likely to have the greatest contributions towards enhancing resistance training efforts. So basically, what you're doing when you're using strength and conditioning training, using all of the drills and exercises before this, you're tearing down your body, you're stressing your body so that you can then build it back up again. And if you're not giving it the building blocks, which is nutrition, then you're doing all of that for naught. It's actually going to decrease your performance. You'll actually atrophy muscle. So you need to be feeding yourself the nutrition. You got to be giving yourself the calories your body needs, the macronutrients your body needs, the micronutrients your body needs. You got to be feeding it at the right times, nutrient timing, so that your body has the building blocks it needs to recover faster, build lean muscle mass, and perform at your highest level. All right, so those are some of the top 7 hitting drills and exercises that I would recommend to you guys. And if you like this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe to our channel. We want to keep providing you guys with high quality content and the latest in sports science so that you can improve your game. All of our programming, if you were looking for a nutrition program, if you're looking for off-season training program or year-round training program, or if you want to come down and train at the facility, that's all going to be linked below in the description. So other than that, man, have a great day, guys, and thanks for watching.